Hi guys, welcome to a Combo Ninjas review video. I'm Maddie.
And I'm Aiden. And today we're going to be reviewing the new game Mad Max, which came out today. So the game is made by Avalanche Studios. They make Just Cause, and I think really that's just about it. They specialize in big open world fiascos, really. I think canonically in the Mad Max world, this is set before Fury Road.
It's pretty cool.
Prequel to Fury Road. Anyway, so this game is a open world game.
Massive open world.
It's really big. It's very, very large. I will say it's not necessarily the game's fault, but the world of Mad Max, being that it is just a desert, it does feel a little bit sparse. There's not a whole lot of stuff going on. There's canyons and rocks and stuff like that, but it isn't like big
there's
open
not
world
huge
game.
color changes. I mean, it's
Yeah.
very one.
It's very bare.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it has to be because it's Mad Max. Like that makes sense, but it does come as a detriment to the visuals, I think, a little bit. The driving in the game, I mean, obviously Mad Max, so there's going to be lots of driving, and I think that's where the game is really at its best, when you're driving the car around and you're running into other cars and you're shooting your shotgun and blowing up cars behind you, and it's very, very visually
And you
pleasing.
get to use your harpoon and your long shot.
Yeah, the sniper rifles, and there's all manners of upgrades that you can make to your car.
Which is very cool.
What do they call it? The Magnum Opus?
The Magnum Opus. But also, you have to find your own gas. There's no...
That's true. And you have to find your own water, and you have to find your own food. It's very resource-based, which I like.
I was actually disappointed at first with how little the food and water comes to play. It's only health.
I agree.
But at the same time, after trying to find any and stuff, I'm totally fine with the lack of, it doesn't have depth. It's just used for health.
I agree. But I will say that it would help, I think, the game if it was a little bit more necessary. Like, you never feel, when your canteen is empty, it's not a disaster.
No, you're just like, oh, if I die, I'll get full health again.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah. The characters are very eccentric.
I think they're interesting.
I agree. They're very black and white. And the voice acting is pretty good.
What do you mean very black and white?
They're not, I wouldn't say they have very much depth. They're just very, very straight in your face.
I feel like Chum has a ton of depth.
Do you think?
He's like, you look at him and he's like, oh, it's a poor, retarded hunchback. But, I mean, he also is like as smart as
I guess that's
Tony
true.
Stark. I mean,
he does say some interesting stuff. All right, I'll give you the
depth, like a religious depth, which is kind of weird. I've always thought those were weird parts in Mad Max. Very interesting parts, but the fact that the cars are like sentinel beings and that kind of stuff.
I agree. He's always praying to the god of combustion or whatever.
Yeah, I think they have much more depth than you're giving them.
Okay, I agree with you. You're right. What's your biggest problem with the game overall?
Really, so far, the only problem I have had is doing anything with a melee weapon in hand.
Okay.
You just drop it instantaneously, all the time.
I agree.
There's no backpack, there's nothing to store weapons, there's nothing...
No, you just drop it, and
Yeah.
drop it, and...
And they break really fast, like 4 hits and then...
Stupid fast, yeah. And it's like this
I know
huge,
you
great big
can
axe.
upgrade them and everything like that,
But
it's lacking in the melee weapon.
I agree. The other thing, the melee combat, I feel like, I mean, it's just the same melee system as Batman and Shadow of Mordor and Assassin's Creed, and it's all these Warner Brothers properties, not Assassin's Creed, but all these Warner Brothers properties have the same melee fighting system, and it's beginning to wear on me a little bit.
I think it's a really similar to the Shadow of Mordor game. It's strongholds and there's top dogs and you can use the makeup of the top dogs on your Magnum Opus and everything like that. It's pretty cool. I feel like Shadow of Mordor had more depth, that you run around, you could sneak, you could go hell blazing, and I feel like so far in Mad Max it's been a whole lot of just the car.
Agreed.
I mean, I think they were going for just the car.
Just the car. It's Mad Max. It's just the car.
Yeah.
I feel like the character of Max is pretty
dull right now.
Pretty dull, really. He doesn't have a lot going on, but I mean, I guess that's the point of Mad Max, right? That it's not about him; it's about the people that he meets along the way, kind of.
Yeah, and well, something that is really cool about the game. I always love like hidden Easter eggs and everything like that. It's historical artifacts that are hidden around and everything. So you find pictures of Mad Max's family, and you never get really very much more backstory. But I always think that's interesting. Yeah.
Okay, I like that too.
It tries to bring a lot of strategery.
I agree, which is good. Like, okay, I'm gonna have to take out this sniper so that he doesn't shoot me while I'm breaking down the gate.
You can learn weaknesses with other wastelanders outside.
Yeah, which I enjoy. I like that. I think it's good. What is your overall feeling?
I think it's definitely a game worth buying.
I agree.
And we're probably going to put way too many hours into it.
I think so.
It has a lot of upgradable points, which
is good.
I love.
Upgrades are great. It reminds me a lot of Shadow of Mordor, which is good because I love Shadow of Mordor, but I almost feel like it borrows a little bit too much. I don't want to be playing a game and be like, oh, this is totally Shadow of Mordor, and then 5 minutes later be like, oh, this is also totally Shadow of Mordor. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I think it's totally worth picking up. It's not, I wouldn't say it's as good as Shadow of Mordor, but I think that it's right up there. The driving makes it totally worth it for me. I love the driving. And the upgrades are sweet, and the strategery is good. Anyway, thank you guys very, very much for watching. Have a very, very good day. Peace out.
Bitches.